In the world buzzing with loud noises and flashing screens, let's journey somewhere different. Let's rediscover the magic of traditional storytelling through the simple joy of reading stories aloud. Welcome to the World Story Mind, where stories come alive in your mind. Hello, dear friends. So, tonight's story is going to take us all the way to southeast of Asia to the magical Java island of Indonesia. Indonesia, a breathtakingly beautiful country with over 17,000 islands and over 700 languages spoken. Each island has its own little culture, even their style of clothing is different, batik being the most popular among the islands. The patterns inspired by nature, mythology, and spirituality. The food is all about bold flavors and exciting combinations. One of my favorites is es cendol, which is this refreshingly light dessert-like drink made from sweet coconut milk and palm sugar and these fun little green jellies. You just cannot go wrong with that. One of the most unique aspects of Indonesia is its natural beauty and biodiversity. The country is part of the Pacific Ring of Fire, with more than 130 active volcanoes, and it is the only place in the world where you can find the Komodo dragon, the largest living lizard in the world. The lush rainforests of Sumatra and Borneo are home to endangered species like orangutans and tigers, making Indonesia a vital part of global conservation efforts. But beyond the beautiful landscapes and amazing culture and amazing food, Indonesia is also a land of fascinating folklore, tales passed down through generations filled with wisdom, courage, and touch of magic. And tonight we're diving into one such story that captures the heart of Indonesian culture, a story about bravery, determination, and the unbreakable spirit of a young girl that outsmarts a terrifying giant. Tonight's story is inspired by local Indonesian folklore named Timun, or the golden cucumber. But before we start our story, I have a little quiz for you. Have you heard of gotong royong? It's a special concept that plays a big role in Indonesian life. Think about it, and I'll give you the answer at the end of the story. Let's start. In a small, quiet village surrounded with dense forests and endless rice fields, there lived a widow named Busari. She was good-hearted and very hardworking, but her life was lonely. She longed for a child, someone to share her days with and bring light to her quiet little home. Busari, longing for a child, had heard whispers of banyan trees' magic. In her desperation, she walked deep into the forest and knelt beneath its towering branches. With tears streaming down her face, she pleaded, "O sacred tree, grant me a child to fill my lonely heart. I promise to raise them with love and kindness." As her words floated through the silent air, a sudden chill swept through the forest and low growl echoed from within the tree's gnarled roots. From the swirling mist emerged Buto Ijo, the fearsome green giant. His eyes glowed with an eerie light as he grinned wickedly. "You have called upon the magic of this tree, mortal woman," Buto Ijo rumbled. "I can grant your wish, but everything comes with a price." Busari, overwhelmed with hope and fear, asked, "What do you ask in return?" Buto Ijo chuckled darkly. "When the child turns 17, she belongs to me." At that moment, the tree's branches rustled ominously, as if sealing the deal with unseen forces. Busari hesitated. The thought of losing her child pained her, but the ache of loneliness was too much to bear. Though fear gripped her heart, "I accept," she whispered helplessly, her voice trembling. The giant reached into a pouch at his side and pulled out a shimmering golden cucumber seed. "Plant this in your garden," he said, "and you will have what you desire." With a mighty laugh, Buto Ijo disappeared into the mist, leaving behind a golden cucumber glistening under the moonlight. Busari wasted no time planting the seed in the soft earth near her hut. By the morning, an enormous cucumber had grown, glowing faintly under the morning sun. As she carefully cut it open, her breath caught. A baby girl lay inside, her skin soft and golden as sunlight. Tears streamed down Busari's face as she cradled the child. Timun Mas, she whispered, you are my golden treasure. Timun Mas. Her mother had named her Timun, meaning cucumber, a reminder of the golden cucumber from which she was born. It was a name that held both mystery and destiny, a symbol of the magic that surrounded her life. Timun Mas grew quickly, her laughter filling the little hut with joy. She was bright and curious, always eager to explore the world around her. Villagers adored her, often stopping to admire her golden hair that shimmered in the sunlight. Busari, however, never forgot Giant's promise. As Timun Mas grew older, Busari's heart grew heavier. She often watched her daughter play by the river and wondered how she could possibly protect her from the giant's grasp. As Timun Mas' 17th birthday approached, Busari obviously grew more anxious. One night, she woke up from a terrible dream of the giant taking Timun Mas away. She decided she could no longer wait for the fate to decide her daughter's future. Busari realized the true cost of her wish. She sought out to the village elder, who revealed the banyan tree's curse. You were not the first to wish upon the tree, Busari, the elder said. Buto Ijo is bound to tree's dark magic. He preys on those who make desperate wishes without understanding the price. But there still may be hope. Buto Ijo is not the only giant on these lands. Busari frowned. What do you mean? The elder smiled. Buto Ijo has an old rival. His brother, Buto Abang, a red-skinned giant who despises him. If you can outsmart Buto Ijo, Buto Abang might just be your unexpected ally who lives in the eastern mountains. To get to him, follow the path of the yellow flowers along the river and look for the cave with crimson vines. It is where Buto Abang rests. The elder told Busari about the wise hermit in the mountains who could help. Thus, the widow set forth a new plan to protect her beloved daughter. Early the next morning, she took Timun Mas by the hand and said, "We must visit the wise hermits in the mountains. He may know how to save you." The journey was long and treacherous, with steep paths and thick jungles. Timun Mas, though confused, followed her mother without a question. They finally reached the hermit's cave as the sun set, its golden light painting the sky. The hermit, an old man with long white beard, listened carefully to Busari's story. Stroking his beard, he said, "I've been expecting you. The giant is powerful, but his greed can be outwitted. Take this bundle, Timun Mas." He handed her a small pouch filled with 4 magical items: cucumber seeds, needles, salt, and shrimp paste. These will help you when the giant comes. Use them wisely, and you may yet escape. Timun Mas and her mother thanked the hermit and returned home, their hearts heavy but hopeful. On Timun Mas's 17th birthday, the ground shook as the giant approached the village. His voice thundered across the field. "Busari, I've come to claim what is mine." Busari hugged Timun Mas tightly, tears streaming down her face. "Be brave, my child. Remember the hermit's gifts." Timun Mas kissed her mother's cheek and stepped outside. The giant loomed above her, his grin cruel and triumphant. "So, you're the child of the golden cucumber. Come with me." But Timun Mas didn't flinch. She reached into the pouch and threw the cucumber seeds at the ground. In an instant, a thick forest of thorny vines sprang up, their sharp spikes tearing at Giant's skin. Roaring in anger, he ripped through the vines, but the delay gave Timun Mas a head start. Timun Mas ran as fast as her legs could carry her, her breath coming in gasps. The giant's heavy footsteps pounded behind her. When she felt his hot breath on her neck, she threw the needles behind her. The needles transformed into a field of sharp bamboo spikes, piercing the giant's feet. He howled in pain, but continued to chase, limping and furious. This slowed him down, giving Timun Mas time to get way ahead of him. With her heart pounding, Timun Mas pressed towards the eastern mountains, searching for Buto Abang's hidden lair. She remembered the hermit's words. Follow the path of yellow flowers along the river and look for the cave with crimson vines. It is where Buto Abang rests. After hours of following the river along the path of yellow flowers, she finally found the cave covered in red vines. Trembling, she stepped inside. Who dares enter my home? Timun Mas bowed respectfully. Great Buto Abang, I seek your help. Your brother, Buto Ijo, is hurting me. My mother says you are wise and just. Buto Abang, a towering figure with fiery red skin, stroked his chin. My brother is a greedy fool, he grumbled. Why should I help a mere girl? Timun Mas, remembering her mother's teachings, replied, because kindness is stronger than fear, and I believe even a great giant like you values justice. A heavy sigh rumbled through the cave. Clever girl, Buto Abang muttered. The hermit told me this day would come, his voice heavy with reluctance. Very well, I will face my brother, though this fight should have ended a long time ago. He has dishonored our family, tainted our name with his greed and cruelty. Perhaps it is time to put an end to his reign of fear. But understand this, girl. You must do your part. My part? Timun Mas asked, her voice trembling. Yes, Buto Abang said, his eyes narrowing. You must weaken him before the battle. Use the sacred gifts from the hermit. They hold old magic, strong enough to slow him down. If you fail, even I may not be able to defeat him. When Buto Ijo arrived, his rage shook the mountains. Timun Mas, you cannot escape me! But before he could take another step, Buto Abang stepped out of the shadows. Enough, brother, he said firmly. You have tormented the village long enough. Leave this child in peace. Buto Ijo snarled. She belongs to me. The two giants clashed in the mighty battle, their roars echoing across the land. Timun Mas seized the moment and threw the sword into the ground. The great flood surged between the two brothers, forcing Buto Ijo back. Taking advantage of the moment, Buto Abang used his immense strength, held his brother down. Now, child, use your final gift, he called. Timun Mas threw the shrimp paste, and the ground turned into thick, sticky swamp that swallowed Buto Ijo whole. The forest fell silent. Buto Ijo was gone forever. Timun Mas turned to Buto Abang and bowed deeply. Thank you, Great One. You have saved me. Buto Abang, with a rare smile, replied. You showed courage and wisdom. Live well, little one. With that, he returned to his mountains, leaving Timun Mas to journey back home to her mother. When she returned to the village, her mother ran to her, embracing her tightly. You did it, my brave girl, Busari whispered. Timun Mas smiled, her heart full of gratitude for the hermit's wisdom and her mother's love. From that day on, she and Busari lived in peace, their bond stronger than ever. So the story of Timun Mas teaches us that courage, wit, and determination can overcome even the greatest challenges. It reminds us of the unbreakable bond between a mother and a child, and the power of love to conquer fear. So now it is time for the answer to the quiz. So Indonesian culture places a strong emphasis on community and family. A concept called gotong royong, meaning mutual cooperation, is deeply rooted in their way of life. Whether it's working together to build homes, organizing festivals, or supporting each other in daily life, Indonesians believe in unity and collective effort. I hope you enjoyed the story tonight. Please don't forget to subscribe, like, share, And don't forget to hit that bell icon so you can get notified every time I upload a video.